This is Powell Street, home to our world-famous cable cars. In 1850, they decided to extend Powell Street into Russian Hill. But there was one little obstacle. You see, a cemetery stood right where the street would go. But the city said, hey, no problem. We'll just dig up all the bodies and move them to Yerba Buena Cemetery. Well, this move did not go as smoothly as planned. According to reports, bodies were piled up on the side of the road, put into carts, and dumped into mass graves. Coffins that were severely decayed were burnt, and others were sold as firewood. That's not all. Later reports show that not all of the bodies were actually exhumed, and so they are still in the ground, below our feet right now. And maybe they were the lucky ones, because in 1871, San Francisco needed a new city hall. Any guesses where that new city hall would go? Yes, Yerba Buena Cemetery. So now all of these bodies had to be dug up again. And in this process, they found that only a fraction of the 5,000 to 9,000 bodies were actually there. And many of the bodies that were supposedly buried with great care were found decapitated and headless. Other patches were just scatters of loose bones. What happened to the bodies? I don't know. Maybe they were used for satanic rituals, or maybe medical students needed them. I have no idea. But what I do know is that in 1900, the city got tired of moving all these bodies around. So they outlawed burying any bodies within the city, and they decided to move all graves out of the city. Now, as you can imagine from the story I just told you, this process did not go smoothly, and still bodies are being found to this day. Actually, a friend of mine told me that their landlord was doing some construction and found an entire family buried in the ground. That's pretty wild. And that's not all. The tombstones also have been washing up, literally washing up on shore. And not only that, the city repurposed a lot of the tombstones. So you might actually see them as you walk around the city as steps. You might walk up a flight of stairs outside and you'll see maybe a name. You think, did someone gift these stairs to the city? And in a way they did, because they were someone's tombstones. Yes. Now, the graves that were moved properly, if you will, were relocated to the neighboring city of Colma. And that city became the United States' first necropolis. Now, that is a city of the dead. In this city, dead bodies outnumber the living. 1,000 dead bodies to one living person. The motto of the city is, "It's great to be alive in Colma." I don't doubt it. And so City Hall was built on top of a graveyard. Yes, but apparently City Hall is haunted. You see, people started having strange experiences in City Hall. Cold spots within the building, sensation of being watched. It got to the point where the city actually decided to hold an official seance to get to the bottom of things. But City Hall is still haunted, and every year they do host a tour so that people can take a look and maybe see something, experience something, just like you are taking a tour right now. Now, let's move on.